we have two types of programming: procedure oriented programming and a non-procedure oriented programming. What do you mean by procedure oriented programming? Let us say I told you, Ravi, go to parking, take my vehicle, go to IMAX, go to counter number 2. Prasad will be sitting there. Give him this 500 rupees. He will give you 2 tickets. Collect them. Come back to Cap Info. Give me the tickets. So this is what I had. This is what I told to Ravi. So what I told to the Ravi what is the work he has to do. And also I told to the Ravi how he should do. I told to the Ravi what is the work he has to do. And also I told him how he was supposed to do. This is called procedure oriented programming. In the procedure oriented programming, we specify what to do and how it should be done. Like you say login. The moment I say login, how the login should be performed, you have to give the instruction. Go to the database, fetch the username password, compare with the current username password, both of them are mapping, then what to do, not matching, what to do. You are giving the instructions, otherwise the system cannot perform. So it is what? Procedure oriented programming. Non-procedure oriented programming. I told Ravi, get me 2 tickets for the movie. Ravi, get me 2 tickets for the movie. In that case, what I am doing, Ravi is getting 2 tickets. I told him what is the work he has to do, but I have not told him how he should do. When I told get me 2 tickets, he is getting 2 tickets. But the procedure what he is following, how he is getting the tickets, what is the procedure that he is following, we are not telling anything. We just told get me 2 tickets. It is up to your choice what procedure you follow. You go directly, or you send someone, or you book online, or you go by bus or a vehicle or car, up to your choice. I told I need 2 tickets. The procedure what you follow to get these 2 tickets is up to your choice. It is a non-procedure oriented programming. Like your database queries. Get me the data from account table. How you get it? It's up to your choice. But get me the data whose city is Hyderabad. Get me the opportunities whose stage name is closed 1. We are only giving instruction what to do. How to do is up to your choice. It is a non-procedure oriented program. Generally, when you go to the procedure oriented programming or structure oriented programming, what happened? Your data and functionalities are defined separately. This is the data, this is the action. In the regular programming languages, before OOPS, whatever the programming that we had, we used to define data separately, action separately. Data will be at one location, actions will be at one location, which is your structure oriented programming. Your data is defined separately, actions are defined separately. These actions will go to the data, perform the changes and come back. Now data and actions are defined separately. Like you got your C programming language. Your data will be at one location, action will be at another location. Now, then object-oriented programming key. What is this object-oriented programming? When I say object-oriented programming, data and actions are defined in a single location. Let me give you an example. I want to convey the message that tomorrow class is postponed by 15 minutes. Now all of you are sitting in the classroom. Then I announced tomorrow class is postponed by 50 minutes. Then automatically what happened? Message is conveyed to anyone, because all of you are in the class, data is also in the class. Now you left the classroom, then I want to announce the class is postponed by 50 minutes. Then what will you do? You left the classroom, I want to convey the message that class is postponed by 15 minutes. Then how can I achieve this? I have to make a call to every student, convey the message. Because the data is at one location, actions are at different location. My data is here, actions are at different location. Because of this, message may be delivered, may not be delivered. Message may be delivered, may not be delivered. Which is easy for me? Announcing in the class or outside? Announcing in the class. Why? Because data and actions, when both of them are together, it is easy for me to convey because you are also going to receive every change I make. Once I leave the class, I was supposed to convey, make a call to every individual student. Now I may get a connection with you or may not be. The message may be delivered, may not be delivered. So there is an issue. There's a reason we go with the object-oriented programming where data and actions are together. I hope you got my point. Structure-oriented, what happened? Data is defined separately, actions are defined separately. In the object-oriented, data and actions, both of them are wrapped under one entity. I hope you are good. Right. Anyone who want to learn object-oriented programming, let us understand. Anyone who want to learn object-oriented programming will have to understand the concepts as like first abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, okay, and inheritance. These are the four concepts that everybody has to understand. What are the four concepts? Abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance. These four concepts are very, very important. Again, I repeat. You are not going to learn Java. You just try to convey the message of what is OOPS. Now, look at the point. What is this? What is this abstraction? When do you call something as an abstraction? What is an abstraction? What is the encapsulation? What is a polymorphism? What is the inheritance? Now, if you want to understand this, first let us understand about the primary concept, abstraction. What is an abstraction? Let us see, boss. I go to the ATM machine. I want to withdraw the money. When you go to ATM machine, what are the things you look at? What are the things you look at? We look at only what is the buttons available, what services that ATM is giving. Can I withdraw the money? Can I deposit the money? Can I change my PIN number? Can I take the mini statement? So what we are interested in, when I go to ATM, I will see what are the services that ATM is giving you. We are not interested whether ATM is built on Java, whether database what they are using is Oracle. If I use Java, then only I will withdraw the money. If you use only Oracle database, I will deposit the money. We are not interested on this type of things. We are only interested on what services ATM is providing. We are least bothered about how they function internally. We are not interested on how the functionalities are running internally, what they are doing. What I am interested is what is the service they are providing. Did you get my point here? Now, we are only interested on the list of services what you are providing. We are not interested in how you are providing. We are not interested in how we are providing. Let us take, when you are using a mobile phone, we will look at what are the features available, how those features are running internally, how they are providing. Are we looking at those things? No. When you press on the green button, call will go. When you click on the red button, call will disconnect. How internally they are running, how internally they are implementing, we are not interested. We are only interested on what are the services that mobile is going to give. We are going to say outgoing call, incoming call, disconnect, SMS, WhatsApp, data services. We are not interested on how they are functioning. It's called abstraction. Now, when you put your resume, we say we have a good knowledge on, okay, so let's say good knowledge on Apex, good knowledge on Visual Force. Now, they are only looking at your overview of you. Resume is only an overview. They are not going to ask you what programs you wrote. On the resume, we are not going to put what all the programs we wrote, what functionally wrote, because of what you are saying, you are good, having a good knowledge. Everything we don't put on the resume. Somebody look at your resume, you understand these are the services this guy can provide. How he can provide, that will interview and find it out. But what is your resume? Abstract of your skills. Abstracts of your services, what you can render. What services you have provided, what you can render to me, that knowledge I'll be getting on your resume. So what was this? Abstract is a list of services that are offered. Abstraction, it will convey information about list of services that you can offer. It will convey information about list of services that you can offer. It will convey information about list of services it can offer. Are you getting my point? Okay. Now let us go to the next one. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation means it's a collection of data and their services and how their services are offered. Now when I say encapsulation, if I say we can get the mini statement, no. How will you get the mini statement? Internally what is happening? I have to know. It is not only list of services, how the services are offered also I should know. Encapsulation means putting the data and actions together and knowing how the actions will be performed. Knowing how the actions will be performed. Are you getting my point? What we have? Encapsulation. It is a collection of data and their actions and how the actions are offered, how the actions are performed. So encapsulation means it is a collection of data and actions together, and we need to know how the actions are performed. Abstraction means what? It only say what are the list of services. Just for understanding, I'll give you. Now what is this? It is having only list of services. What service? Display. Display. Column. Public void display. Public void column. It only give list of services. It only give what? List of services. But when you go to encapsulation, when I say encapsulation, this is how we define. Now what is this? It is only giving what? What is the service name? Display. What it is displaying? How it is displaying? It is not giving any information. Only giving list of services what you can give. Whereas when you look at this, what you are providing? Display. How are you displaying? Printing A value, printing the B value, sum of A value and B value, print C value. Now call me. Now are you getting my point? When you say abstract, it only gives the service names. When you say encapsulation, it gives the services and how the services are working. How the services are, what action will be performed with the service. What action will be performed, how it will be performed, everything is mentioned in the service. Did you get my point? Abstraction means what? List of services that you are offering. It only give you list of services that you are going to offer. Encapsulation means putting data and actions together. 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 And how the actions are performed. How the actions are performed. Putting data and actions together and how the actions are performed. I hope you are good. Right, boss? Once again, encapsulation. Putting the data and actions together is called encapsulation. Putting the data and actions and how the actions are performed. Your abstraction means it only give you list of services, but it will not give you how the service is offered. It only gives you list of service names. List of service names. Okay. Next, we have next one here. Your polymorphism. What is polymorphism? What is polymorphism? Polymorphism means how the service is offered. The same service represented in multiple forms. Offering the same service in multiple forms. Offering the same service in the multiple forms. Let us say these 4 people went to a restaurant. He paid the bill by cash. She paid by credit card. This guy paid by debit card. He paid by coupons. Now what these 4 people have done? They made a payment of the bill. They made a payment of the bill. But how did they make? This guy preferred to pay by cash. She preferred to pay by credit card. This guy preferred to pay by debit card. This guy preferred to pay by coupons. Now what was that? Now the action what they made is payment of the bill only. But the way they have made is a different format. If the restaurant guy says, I will accept only credit card, then what will happen? Rest of the customers will be lost. If I say I only accept cash, I lose some other customers. To make it customer friendly, the same service offered in multiple forms. The service is the same, but the way you are providing the service is different. When you are trying to, you went to Amazon, you are trying to make a payment. When you are trying to make a payment, they give an option to you. Pay by debit card, pay by credit card, pay by Google Pay, pay by Paytm. Now what you are trying to do? Making a payment. If you go with a debit card, the questionnaire they ask you, okay, the questionnaire they ask you is different. If you go with a internet banking, the format is different. If you go with a Google Pay, format is different. But at the end of the game, what you are trying to do? Making a payment. But the way they are offering that service is different. Why? Somebody prefer to pay by online banking, internet banking. Somebody want to pay by credit card. Somebody want to pay by Paytm. Somebody want to pay by your Google Pay. If I say everybody has to pay by credit card, I lose some of the customers. So representing the same action in different forms is called polymorphism. Let us say you want to search. You want to search my data. When you want to search my data, you may say Satish Mehla, Salesforce trainer. Somebody will say Satish Mehla, Capital Info. Somebody will say Capital Info. Somebody will say Satish Mehla, CEO. Satish Mehla, IT state. Satish Mehla. Now my employees of my company will search based on my company. Employees of my US staffing will search by US staffing company, because the people know me. According to them, they know me that I am running a US IT. Now my daytime company, like your Indian domestic operation, though people know that I am not a trainer, they only know that I am running a developing center. Now students in Ameripet know me as only a faculty. Now people know, out of their knowledge what they have, they want to search my data. Right? So my classmates will search based on my school name. My engineering classmates will search based on my college name. Now out of the data what they have, they want to search. Now at the end of the game, you are searching me based on my data. What you have? Somebody know my school name. Somebody know my college name. Somebody know my company. Somebody know my company US. Somebody know the training center what I am running. Somebody know the apartment what I stay. But in all these cases, what you are doing? Searching for my data. The way you search may change from person to person. The way you search may change from person to person, right? So representing the same action in multiple forms is called polymorphism. Representing the action in more than one form is called polymorphism. I hope you got the point. Clear? Okay. The last one, inheritance. What is this inheritance? What is this inheritance? What is the advantage of this? Let us see. Common example I give. This classroom. Now, I took this classroom 4 years back. I used to take the classes in main building. It was not sufficient. I took this classroom on rental basis. I took it. When I took this classroom, there are 3 partitions. Now, beside that pillar, right pillar, I have 2 cabins there, and this I used to use for a class. Right. Now, 4 years back, my strength was around 60 or 70, so the space was sufficient. So I was looking for a room where I have 2 partitions and 1 classroom. Now this classroom was exactly in the way what I am looking at. So I have taken this room. Then whatever the partitions are there, I have not removed. I kept them the same because I am also looking for 2 partitions in the building. So I took this room. I used it. When I was using it, the strength was grown to 100. Then I removed 1 more partition. Then strength moved to 150. I removed another partition. Now what I was trying to do, I was trying to reuse the same room what is available to me, and whenever I want some extra functionality, I am bringing in. When I took this room, whatever the structure was there, exactly it was meeting my requirement. The only the problem is I need to fix some ACs and TVs and projectors. I want some extra facilities. I fixed the projectors, TVs and fans. Then I started taking the class. When the classes are going on, the strength increased. Then whatever the structure I liked, now the partition is not according to my wish. I replaced that partition with my structure. Then later on, the second partition also I removed. Now what is happening? When some structure is already available, you like it, use it. If you don't like it, modify it according to your requirement. If you want anything extra, bring it. As simple as that. You have some structure here. In this structure, if you like it, use it exactly the same. Out of the structure, if you don't like any part of the structure, you modify it as per your requirement. You redefine. If there is a structure in the classroom, there is a partition. I don't like some partition, then I have modified according to my wish. If I want anything extra, I brought it, I fixed it in the room. So what I am doing, trying to reuse the same code what is already existing. Inheritance is the concept of reusability. When some functionality is already existing, you are also looking for almost similar type of functionality. Why to define again? Try to use the same functionality what is already existing. Wherever you don't like, you redefine them. You want anything extra, you build it. Did you get my concept here? Now, whatever the structure is there, try to reuse the same structure. Now, in the existing structure, if you don't like any part of the structure, if you don't like any part of it, then what do? You simply redefine it. No, you want some extra modifications to be made, extra functionalities to be brought, then what do you want to do? Go with building new functionalities. So reuse it. Anything you don't like, modify it. If you want anything extra, create it. This is the concept of reusability. Right. This is the concept of reusability, which is also called inheritance. I hope you got my point. So representing the same thing in multiple forms is polymorphism. Reusability is inheritance. What do you mean by reusability? When some functionality is existing, right, try to reuse it. If any part of the functionality is not according to your requirement, modify it. You want anything extra, build it. This is the concept of reusability. What is encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but putting the data and actions together. It is a list of services and their implementation. What is abstraction? Just it's a collection of services what they are offering. List of services what they are offering. These four concepts are four thumb rules of your object-oriented programming. So abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance. Polymorphism and inheritance. Just giving a quick idea. Now let us go to the next one. We had here object. What is an object? What is an object? First look at the point. From the abstraction, we got a concept of interface. Class. From the this is the abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. Now we want to understand object. Now what is this object? I'm just giving an overview of every term what we are going to use. Object. Now I told student. I have a data of student. Now what is the data I collected? I want to collect a name, phone number, look at this. I want to collect data. What is the data I want to collect? Last name, first name, phone, email. Right. Now, what is the action he can perform? I told you. Some action. Now I told a student can do this. I told student can do it. Last name, first name, phone, email. What was this last name, first name, phone, email? What was this? It's a data about a student. What is the actions he can perform? I told he can perform an action of eat, sleep, fight, dance, watch. So I told every student will have last name, first name, phone, email, and he can perform eat, sleep, fight, dance, watch. Now I told this is the data, this is action. Now this is the common terminology I told. But who is that student? I told every student will have this structure. But you are speaking about which student? So create one student here, Sham. Then you say last name K, first name Sham, phone number 040. So this is a template. I told every student will have the data. But now you are speaking about whom? Sham. Okay, there is a template. The template will not specify anyone. Template says this is the structure. But who is using the structure? Sham. Okay, this structure. With this structure, I found one person called Sham. Now, this one structure. Now, what are the object? Sham is an object. Satish is an object. What is it? Template. That's called template. What is the template? Everybody will have that. But now you are speaking about whom? I told everybody will have last name, first name, phone, email. But you are speaking about whom? You are speaking about whom? I am speaking about Shah. It is an object. I am speaking about Satish. It is an object. So what is that? With the template, for the template, you are creating one instance. For the template, you are creating what? One instance. Are you getting my point here? Are you getting my point? Are you clear about this? Now we say a template. Everybody will have this. But this information belongs to whom? Whose data you want to collect? So I told everybody will have this, but I want to create a Sham. I want to create a Ram. I want to create a Prasad. Now what are these things? Instance of what? Template. By taking this template, we are creating some information about a particular person, particular object, which is called object. Object. It is just an instance of a structure, class or structure, whatever you say now. Because template will not run. When I say last name, first name, phone number, email, send an email. To whom are you sending the email? They have an email. Whose email is that? To whom are you sending? We are not sure. So we have to convey who is that person. What is that item? What is that element? Then it become what? Object. What is a product? Which product is that? You are speaking about which product? Every product will have a name, price, code, okay, price, expiry date, and a tax. Now you are speaking about which product? Every product will have. You are speaking about which product? I told iPhone 8. Okay, you are speaking about a product called iPhone 8. Are you clear? The next we had exception. Strength is not there, just I am giving the overview of all the terms. What is this exception handling? It is also one of the major steps. Exception handling. What is this exception handling? Let us say now you are going to watch a movie, boss. You are going to a theater to watch a movie. While you are going, okay, you thought it will take around 15 minutes. You started from the home. Okay, you started to the movie theater. It is a 15 minutes journey from your home to theater. You started from the home. You got stuck up in the traffic. Now, if you know that there will be traffic, you will start 30 minutes before. Now, you never expected there will be traffic in this route. You started 15 minutes. Just it takes 15 minutes. You just started 15 minutes before. You got stuck up in the traffic. Now, what was this? Is it a expected error or unexpected error? It is not expected error. If it is an expected error, you might have taken a precaution. If you know that there will be a traffic, okay, I will take a precaution, I will take another route, or I will start 10 minutes before. Right? But while I am going to the theater, I got stuck up in the traffic. It's what? Run time, which is called run time. Now let us say you are going to the theater. Now you want to go for a movie. Let me give a general. I give an example to get it clear. Let us see. Today is my wife's birthday. Let us assume. Morning, I forgot to wish. I came to class as usual. At 8:30, generally, I get my breakfast. My driver came without breakfast. Right? Then I found there is something wrong. Then when I opened my mobile phone, I can see some of my relatives or friends wishing at the birthday. Now, what happened? Is it a compile time or runtime? Now, if I know it's our birthday, and okay, if I forgot, okay, if I know that our birthday, I will not take a risk. I'll wish in the morning. I'll come. But I forgot it came. It's a runtime error. Am I right? If I remember, I'll wish and come. I didn't remember I came. Then at that day, I didn't get my breakfast. Now I saw my message. Now I found, boss, there is a mistake happened. Now if I don't rectify, what will happen? Drivers will come. Obviously, right? So if I don't rectify, immediately lawyer will come and submit the notice. Now, immediately, now this is what? A runtime error. Now if you don't rectify it, it becomes an error. If you rectify it, it becomes an exception. Now immediately, I sent my gift to home. I told boss, I want to surprise you. That's why I didn't wish you. I sent a gift. If she was convinced that I was planning to give a surprise, then what will be there? Then rest of the program will go normal. If she was not convinced, then it becomes what? Termination, which is called error. Now, sequence of flow will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a sequence of flow. In between some, okay, abnormal behavior happened. So at 1, 2, 3, abnormal behavior happened. Now, if you can rectify that abnormal behavior, only the damage will be small. When the abnormal behavior happened, we are going to lose some part of the story. If you can rectify it, if you can handle it, it becomes what? Exception. If you cannot handle it, it becomes what? Error. Did you get my concept? Did you get my concept? Okay, let me give another way. Now, I went to a shopping. Now, let us say, my wife told let us go for a shopping. Then I thought it will be a general shopping. Okay, I took. But she asked me to stop at some. This fellow is coming nowadays. What is that? Bald head fellow is coming? No. Everywhere we are seeing this fellow. Some jewelry shop they stopped. She told shopping. When she has taken me to Inorbit Mall, then she went into the jewelry shop. Now, if I know that she will take me to the jewelry shop, I might have terminated at the house only. That is what? That is what? Check the exception. Now, if you know that there will be trouble you are going to get, we can avoid it at compile time itself. Now, she told shopping, I thought it's a normal shopping. I went to a showroom, but she took me to the jewelry shop. Now, what is that? It's a compile time or runtime? It is a runtime. If I know well in advance that she is going to take me for ornament shopping, I would have told, I would have came to class and stopped shopping. Now, what is that? Now, there is a compile time, there is a runtime. There is a compile time, runtime. I went to the shop. She selected an ornament, probably 7 lakhs or 8 lakhs. But I cannot say it's 1 year package. Right? I cannot say, boss, don't purchase my 1 year package. Then I told that sales guy, boss, whatever my wife purchased, you say it's sold, I'll give 1 lakh rupees as a gift. If the sales guy was convinced, and he told, boss, everything my wife is selecting, told it's already sold. Right? If the sales guy was convinced, then okay. Now it become what? Exception. If the sales guy was not convinced, he came to my wife and told this fellow is telling like this. Now what will become? It becomes a error. Error will terminate, exception will skip. Error will terminate, exception will skip that part of the code which is causing the abnormal behavior, continue with the rest. Exception will skip and jump to the next, jump to the next step is. Error will terminate. That's what. How to skip that part of the error? How to skip that part of the abnormal behavior, continue with the rest of the statement is the concept of exception handling. When there is abnormal behavior, how to skip that abnormal behavior, jump to the rest of the statements and continue is exception handling. If you don't handle the exception, if you don't write this programming, whenever there is abnormal behavior, program will terminate. I don't want the program to terminate. I want only that abnormal behavior to terminate and continue with the rest of the program. So how you handle it is the concept of exception handling. I hope you got. Right. If you don't write, it becomes what? Error. The same error if you are handling becomes exception. Now, abnormal behavior during the execution of a program. Your sequence has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, at 1, 2, 3, there is a problem. Okay. If I can handle that problem, now I know there is going to be a problem at line number 3. I told well in advance. boss, if this problem comes, do this. This problem comes, do this. If I tell that instruction well in advance, then what will happen? Then when the problem comes, automatically I have a mechanism to handle that will handle and go to the rest of the statements. If I don't tell the system what to do if this type of problem comes, it will terminate the program. There is a mechanism of your exception handling. I hope you are good. So what was that? Abstraction. It is a collection of list of services what we are offering. Encapsulation. It is a concept of putting the data and services together along with their implementation. What is inheritance? Concept of reusability. If some code is or functionality is existing, try to reuse it. If there is any issue, if any part of the code is not according to your requirement, you modify it. If you want new functionalities, create it. Polymorphism. Polymorphism. So what is that polymorphism? Representing the same action in multiple forms is called polymorphism. Object is instance. Exception handling. The process of handling the abnormal behavior during the runtime. So during the runtime, if any abnormal behavior comes, how to tackle them is the concept of exception handling. I hope you are good with this. Clear? These are the main terms what we are going to use. Abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, object and exception handling. Right? Okay. Based on this only, OOPS will run. Now, with respect to on the OOPS concept, we have a OOPS. There is a concept of Java. Now, all these are not same. All these concepts are not same. They have their own syntaxes. Now, all these languages have their syntaxes. The syntax of Java, .NET, C++, Apex, all are not same. Now, what we are doing? OOPS in terms of Apex. This is a completely different format. Don't compare this with Java, .NET or C++. The simple funda, we don't have anything called main functions. Here in Apex, we are going to call from page. These are only three things from where we can call the classes. Whatever the Apex code you are writing, we are going to call it from what? Visual Force page or a trigger or a class. Only these three locations. And what are the concepts we are going to use? The concepts what we are going to use in this. Most of the concepts what we are going to use here. Our concepts is going to be, first we are going to learn about, in terms of OOPS, what we are going to learn. We are going to learn about class, object, overloading, in few locations we are going to use what is a class, what is the object, what is a static keyword, overloading, implementing the we don't define interfaces. We only implement interfaces. Already existing interfaces, how to use them we have to learn. Like other languages will define interfaces, but in the Salesforce we don't define. We only use, there are 10 interfaces. What are the 10 interfaces available? How to use them. In the try catch also, there are a lot of functionalities. But in the Salesforce only, what is a try, what is a catch, enough. So don't compare this with other languages and make yourself complex. We don't require all the concepts which are available in other languages. Here we are very simple, class, object, static, overloading, implementing interfaces, try, catch. That's all. This is what we are going to learn in terms of OOPS. Then we are going to learn collections. If you look at the collections in other languages, let me show you. We don't see inheritance is a concept of groups, but we don't use inheritance. We don't use it. Concept of inheritance is there, but we don't use it. We don't use it actually. Now look at this. I'll give you general understanding. Why you should not learn your apex in terms of. Look at this. There are two concepts: collection, list, set. How many you are finding here? So how many you are supposed to learn? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 type of list and set only. But in the Salesforce, we don't have all that stuff. We have only one list, one set. This will have 10 methods. But whereas when you look at Java or .NET, we will say list, again, array list, linked list, vector stack, queue, priority queue, DQ, array queue, set, hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, tree set. Again, if you go for map, again, we have hash map, linked hash map, tree map, navigable map, sorted map. This formats are there. But in the Salesforce, we don't have anything like that. We have only map. So we are not going to learn those things in terms of Java and .NET and other things. Here the things are simple. You are supposed to learn in terms of Apex because it is a framework, automated framework. So it will not make all the complex things what we are doing in regular language. If you are doing the same thing what we are doing in the regular language, then there is no use of coming to the Salesforce. Because the people want it simplified, that's why we are going with automation. Now don't compare this with your regular Java .NET language and don't learn all those things to learn this. Because there is no connectivity. Only the common connection what we have is the 6 topics. These are the 6 topics which are going to match for you. Right? In the 6 topics also, this will be, the 4 topics will be common definition. Let you take any language, Java or .NET or C++, anything, class, object, static, overloading, these 4 concepts will be same everywhere. Right? Even this will be different in Salesforce. The common thing what you are going to find is only this: class, object, static, overloading. Apart from these 4, you don't find any similarities. Including the data types. Including the data types, there is no similarity. Right? So, to learn this development, don't go for any other basics of other language. If you learn the basics of other language, again you have to come back to the Salesforce, start from 0. So, if you are finding it difficult, take the repetition of the same class. We will be allowing the repetition, take the repetition, because the format is different here. I just show you some of the examples. When you say collection, now what we have all together will be coming around 21 or 23 will be coming. But here we have simply list, set, map, each having 10 methods. Right? So don't learn the other language to learn Salesforce. Out of your interest, you want to learn any other language, you can learn it. But practically, no connectivity between this and any other language except class, object, static, overloading. You take these 4 concepts, it will remain the same. In Salesforce or Java or .NET or anywhere, these 4 concepts are same. Apart from these 4 concepts, you don't find any similarity between the Salesforce with any other language. Right? Syntaxes are different, predefined classes are going to be different. So don't unnecessarily trouble yourself by learning any other language to learn Salesforce. Right? Okay. I'm a Java guy. I had 7 years of experience on Java before shifting to Salesforce. Right? Practically, there will be no connectivity. Okay, unless I establish a connectivity, right? So that's all from my end. Tomorrow we'll start the topics because strength is less. I just gave an overview today. We'll continue from tomorrow.
Satish, what is the best way to learn programming parallelly with your code?
Come again? See,
what's the best way to
whatever
get
while explaining what is the procedure I'm using to define a program. You also supposed to design a problem, then define a solution. If you want to learn a programming, not writing a program, first you should write a problem set. Defining your own problem set, defining your own program will help you to learn the programming. What generally people do, keep practicing the same programs what I give. Now, before you practice, you have to define a problem set. Defining your own problem set, then writing a code will help you to understand the concept.
Will you give a couple of examples for the
We
homeworks?
will be doing in the class. In the class only we write the programs actually.
Practice, you will give any problem set so that we will try.
In the class only,
Or,
I'll make you to write the programs.
oh,
And when you go to Apex, some use cases are given for practice. For development, there will be a different
Satish,
portal. I'll be giving a different username password. Probably within 1 or 2 days, I'll be giving the development username password.
Satish,
it will be next 20 days from development or
Tomorrow, I'll be continuing.
integration.
Integration still takes time, I'll tell you. Because we are just in the beginning of a first class of OOPS. Once you get at least 30% of the knowledge, you'll be getting, you can attend the integration. Initially, you can attend the integration. Minimum topics should be covered in the development.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
hello, Satish.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you when we are starting with the topic, you are giving the scenarios, real time scenarios that we are using in like we are getting a problem with the real time
We'll
when
be
we are
defining,
working.
see, we'll be defining each and everything. Unless I design a issue, we'll not be giving a solution. Right? I will be giving a use case and then I'll be explaining it.
Okay, and that means after every topic you will give a assignment or kind of thing,
I'll
so
be
we
posting all
can.
the use cases at a one time in the Facebook community. You can download
Okay,
the Excel sheet and start practicing.
okay, Excel, where Facebook?
I'll be showing you. I'll be showing you. Once you
Okay,
complete the oops, I'll tell you. Right.
okay, okay, fine.
I think for development, how many days ago?
2 months it will take. It will
Okay.
take 2 months.
For this, any extra softwares we need to install in our system.
No extra software are required. It will take development will
Uh,
take 2 months of duration.
and after the completion of development, we will get a project, or with the beginning, we continue with the project from the start. Whenever you're starting,
See,
like today
at
we
the end, I'll
started
be giving
after
the
that.
project explanation. So you are supposed to
Okay,
implement them as per your requirement.
okay, okay.
You can continue with the development. No issue. Don't wait for the admin to practice. Continue with the development. Right, boss. That's all from mine.